In today's Newsday video, I'm going to focus on Antonio Rudiger. It seems like the player feels content at this club right now, and if Rudiger stays, what does this mean for Tomori and Andreas Christensen? I'm then going to move on to some massive talks about our plans for next summer. It seems like the club want to invest heavily and spend big on a young centre-back target. And of course, to end things, I'm going to speak briefly about Kepa and his current future at this club. But before I get into absolutely anything, you guys, I need to get one quick massive plug out of the way first. Today's video is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. It is the perfect game to use with times like right at the end of the first half. Before being there, once you've exhausted the halftime talks, once you've gone through your socials, there's still time to burn until the second half comes back. So in that meantime, why not invest that wisely? Invest into a game with great style, cinematics, and great visuals. You'll find a link below in the description where you can download the app for your phone or download it on your desktop browser as well. Now, I'm going to show you guys exactly why I like this game, and one of the main reasons I like it, you guys, is just the polish and the overall detail in this game. Now, I'm going to explain to you how the battle system works, because that is one thing I'm definitely a fan of. Of course, it's inspired by those turn-based mechanics that you've seen from your Final Fantasies and your Pokemon games too. I'm going to show you guys how this works with Raid. Now, as you can see, I'm starting my campaign here. I'm spending my points to start this. Things load up very fast, and instantly, I'm already in the game. Now, I'm going to press my attack to target both these men at the same time to hopefully just get some KOs instantly. Oh, I was close. Ah, that hurts. But of course, hopefully now my other character can finish the job off. Let's get it, let's go. And of course, you deserve to get hit for that. But of course, don't you guys worry. I'm going to be here to just save the day as I normally do. Boom. It's over. As we can see, it's based on 3 rounds. And honestly, you guys, I've really been enjoying the time I've been spending on this game. Right now on Raid, they just released a new Artifact Forge featuring new advanced quest systems, artifact crafting, and amazing rewards. On top of all of this, new champions will become available. Honestly, it's time to get excited, you guys. So my question now is, what are you guys waiting for to download this game? To make things even better, right now if you are a new player to this game, you get 100,000 free silvers as well as your own free champion called Acolyte. And look at this guy, you guys, look how cool this character model looks. You'll find all this information in your inbox in the top right corner on screen. As I said, you guys, you'll find all the relevant information and the links in the description below. Now we start with Antonio Rudiger. Recently he was interviewed by German outlet SID, and in that interview he spoke in a very positive and confident manner in regards to his future at this club. Now, Rudiger himself stated that he currently sees himself as part of this team, a permanent part of the team. Now, this is a massive statement to make, and Rudiger himself stated that his situation has changed over the past few weeks. Now, of course, in previous reports in the news, it was suggested that Rudiger and Lampard, they sat down together, they spoke, and they both aired out their personal points and opinions. Since that talk, it seems like both these guys have been extremely happy, and unsurprisingly, Lampard has been reintroducing Rudiger back into the team. Now, in our recent games where Thiago Silva hasn't been able to play, we've seen Rudiger playing instead of your Tomoris and the Andreas Christensens. And what I find very interesting is that Lampard, obviously, he wants certain qualities in his team. Now, maybe Rudiger isn't the most complete defender. I think he's a good one. I think that he's very positive with his passing out from the back. I think that he has that tenacity, he gets him very tight to his man. I think he's very good technically, but maybe certain times his defensive game, there can be lapses and moments of, poor concentration. Or for me, I've always felt like Rudiger maybe he takes too many risks. Now, I understand it. When you're a good player, you feel like you can, but most times these risks end up going against Antonio Rudiger. So what do I feel about this news? I kind of feel like I have to accept it. The reason why I say this is because I'm starting to have even more faith and trust in regards to the people at this club. I feel with our manager, he knows what he's doing, the tactics, the systems, the players, we're looking very strong right now. We haven't looked this strong since Antonio Conte's title-winning season. And even before that, not since Mourinho was there when we first signed Costa, Cesc Fabregas, etc, etc. So right now, everything's on the rise. Everything's looking really good. And I feel like we have to accept that maybe Rudiger has those certain attributes that Lampard really wants. Now, when you compare Rudiger to Christensen and Tomori, what really goes against Tomori, I feel, is the lack of experience. Honestly, that's it. If Tomori had more game time, he'd be a much better player for it right now. And in that sense, it's quite frustrating that maybe his progression is starting to slow down a bit because he isn't playing week in or week out. I think he's a great defender, 1v1 excellent, and his stats are starting to show that maybe he's one of the most, leading performing players in those 1v1 tackles. On top of that, his pace, his technical ability, his reading of the game. And yes, I know that for some people you might be like, reading of the game, Tomori reads the game well, but at times I feel like that lack of experience does come back to haunt him. So it seems very likely now with Tomori that he could be leaving on loan in this January window. Of course, moving on to Andreas Christensen, he's been praised for his technical ability. He's seen as one of the best passing defenders and one of the best passers at this club already. But with Christensen, maybe he's also been affected by, that lack of experience consistently. I do think that when you're at 21 years old, you need consistent game time to go to the next level. And ever since Sarri came and basically was just like, listen, Christensen, I don't care how you performed under Antonio Conte. I don't care how good you are. For me, you're not strong enough. You're not aggressive enough. And even though your other parts of your game are excellent, it doesn't matter. So I've always personally felt like that really affected Christensen's confidence, and maybe he hasn't recovered as much as I would have hoped for. So on that basis, maybe it's seeming likely that Rudiger could be remaining at this club. Now, I do feel like this story is going to definitely progress and develop as time goes on. You guys in the comments below, give me your thoughts and opinions. How do you feel about this? Is this the right move to make? Let us all know below. Now, continuing on with defensive targets, I'm now going to speak about the big news released by Fabrizio Romano, and with this news in particular, Romano was featured on the Here We Go podcast. Now, in the podcast, Romano stated that the club, they're looking to make a big money signing at centre-back, going for a young, experienced defender, and maybe this could be telling us straight away that this could be Thiago Silva's final season at the club before he does move on to pastures new. So, on that basis, what type of defenders should we be looking at? And also, should we be targeting a young defender? We've seen the benefits of having experience at the back, especially with Thiago Silva, and we know that we do struggle with a lack of communication and leadership from the back. So does this tell us that if we were to sign a young defender, he is going to possess those same qualities? Is he going to be a defender that comes in and leads straight away? Is he going to be that defender that comes in immediately and just takes control? I'm not too sure. And in the market right now, how many defenders are there that could literally fulfill those needs that we need and take control and be that leader? Could that be Declan Rice? Maybe, but it does seem like Rice prefers playing more in midfield. And if he was to move to a centre-back position, is that going to be beneficial for him? Potentially. I do think Rice has those qualities to make it as a centre-back, but after seeing him play in midfield for so many years, it would be a step backwards to move to a centre-back position. So, what is quite interesting about this market now is that when it comes to targeting a young defender, and I'm guessing this is going to be a defender under maybe 26, 25, 24 years old, a few of these guys are in their final 2 years or 1 year of their deal. Players like Jimenez and Upamecano. These two in particular, I think they're very interesting. Now with Jimenez, I watched Jimenez when he made his debut for Atletico Madrid. I love the football they played, I love the passion and the hunger and the fight, and Jimenez, when he stepped in that team, he had the character, the personality, and these are the qualities that made him progress in his career. This guy could be available for some good money. Even moving on, I'm looking at Upamecano, and I'm sure that some people might use some of his recent form against him. Now we can't forget that he's still young. He's still learning, and he's not supposed to be perfect just yet. What makes Upamecano so exciting though is his raw ability, the attributes he has, one of the best passes out from the back, and for a big club like us, it's vital we have defenders that can start attacks from deep. This is something that is easy for Upamecano. On top of that, he's great in the air, he's great 1v1, got great tactical understanding, he's French, and he would acclimatize very easily and quickly if we were to sign him. But even then, you guys, there's other targets too. I know that a lot of people like Koundé from Sevilla, but I'm even thinking, okay, if you look at the club right now, you know, we've got exciting players, we've got an exciting manager, we play exciting football, and it does seem like some good things are bound to come to us by the time the season ends. If that happens, then we're one of the big boys immediately, and if we are, shouldn't we be a bit more ambitious? For example, what's stopping us from making a move for Marquinhos from Paris Saint-Germain? If we have UCL football, we got the money, we got the players, we have the football, we're in London too, I feel like we can be more ambitious and really spend big to entice some of these marquee names to sign for us. Now, Marquinhos, maybe I'm getting a bit too gassed from Thiago Silva, but Marquinhos is a world-class defender. There is no doubting that whatsoever. And if we want to have that instant success where we are guaranteed to challenge for the next season, maybe Marquinhos could be an exciting signing to look for to really test our ambition to show how far we've come. Again, I'm going to pose this question for you guys in the comments below, but how do you feel? What type of defenders do you hope we sign or target? Let us all know below. And to end things very briefly with the final story for today, again, another Fabrizio Romano exclusive from the Here We Go podcast, and it looks very likely that Kepa will be sold in January or in the summer. Now, when it just comes down to how we eventually sell him, that is going to be some new stress on its own. I still don't know what clubs would be interested in signing him, especially when he's not even playing games anymore. Now, the fact that originally before the season started, the club had a plan. The plan was that Kepa would play maybe cup games and European games to, get the game time to just increase his market value and, hold some of that value that we have on him. And in the meantime, then Mendy would be the domestic goalkeeper. And we've seen this tactic so many times at Man City with Bravo and Hart, at Barcelona with Stegen and Citizen, I think. So many examples of this happening. But it feels like things have taken a different course of action because Kepa continued his poor form from last season. I think this means now that he has surpassed the requirements, and I think the club have to accept that we are going to face a massive loss. Now, I'm sure that if we have a successful season, we can bring that money back. With how things look so positive for us right now, from the youth talent we have to our academy to the young English stars in the making to some of the superstars we already have in this team, I do feel like when it comes to our marketing value, etc., we're going to have a nice rosy future. So again, I feel like we're going to have to take that L and take that loss. And there you guys, that was the News Daily video for today. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. I'm EFC. This is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos.